If you like my videos, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you select the alerts so that you can always get notified when I add something new. And as always, thanks for watching. Season X Eden and Dissidia. Let's see what's changed, what's new, what's different, and what's the same. Let's get started now. First off, I will start with the stuff that is the same, and there's a lot of it. You know, it's the same basic map. The big change, I guess, with the map is that it's a lot bigger, and there are a lot more assets that you can capture. Obviously, you can see there's a ton, but for the most part, it's physically just a larger map. You know, it's still tiles. They still have varying levels of infection. Similar to previous seasons of Eden, you don't have all of the high-level tiles in the middle. They just get more densely populated as you get closer to the center. There are varying levels of asset that you can take, so that's one level of capital. This is another level of capital. It's a little bit higher. Then if you get to the world center, it's higher still. There are also gates that are similar to that. So that gate right there has a durability of 2 million. This one here has 1.5, and they go down from there. They go down to 200, at 200,000 durability. Similar to the most recent episodes of Eden, you are a member of a guild, which can be from different states. Doesn't have to necessarily be from your own state, and you can add members to that guild throughout the season. The biggest similarity, of course, is that the rewards are all still based on occupation, and you're able to get pretty decent rewards based on the level of occupation that you are able to get. The ultimate goal being the world center, with its insanely high durability. But that's probably reserved only for the biggest spenders in the game. On the map that I'm on, we've got 2 gigantic guilds that are fighting for it, you know, flying from 66, and then a combined guild of 191 and 97 that have some very powerful big spenders as well. So that's definitely not different than other seasons of Eden, at least not from my experience. But there are some really good changes as well. So I'll go ahead and move into those things that have changed, so that we can talk about, you know, what's really improved. All in all, so far, though, I would like to say that this is probably the best season of Eden that I've experienced. There's a lot of things that have been improved, and some of the things that really sucked about it from prior seasons are gone. So I will start by explaining some of the differences that exist within the guild. When you start the season, you start as the level 1 guild, and what that means is that your guild has a maximum member number of 50. Again, because you don't start with any of the people from your actual alliance, there are some activities that you have to do to be able to even start a guild. You have to get to 10,000 influence before you're able to start your own guild, which doesn't take that long, especially if you have some specialty points to use to be able to increase your immunity real quick, to be able to take level 5, 6, 7 tiles. And if you do that, then you'll be able to start your guild pretty quick. But as you take tiles, as your guild takes tiles, you know, once you have 50 members on your team, you'll raise your guild level based on what they call guild contributions or member contributions. One of the ways that you can contribute points is by donating virus samples. I would suggest not doing that. As you can see from the number of virus samples that I have, if I donated all 157,000, it only will give me 314 points toward a goal for this level of 643,000. And 157,000 virus samples aren't easy to come by. So the benefit really is not outweighed by what it does. So the real way to increase that guild level is really just by dropping and taking tiles. You know, anything level 9 and above gives pretty decent experience, and it explains here how to get those points. But what we have figured out with one of the strategies is basically just always have some free tiles and take tiles, drop them, take them, drop them, whatever throughout the day. Of course, it also increases your personal score, but it helps increase that guild level pretty quickly. The next major change that they've made is here in the rewards. So here on this page, you see that there are 3 different categories of rewards that you can get. You got the personal achievement, the guild development, and the Battle of the Guilds reward. I think that this is probably the best change that they've done to this version. And the reason for that being is that if you don't happen to be in one of the top guilds, you still have the ability to get legendary ticket recruitment there, so X ticket recruitment there that guarantees you a Season X hero. So it does kind of help those folks that don't get into one of the better guilds, or even don't even end up in a guild. You can get to 10,000 points without being in a guild at all. So it's pretty cool there. And again, you only need 15,000 to get that X ticket. Here on the guild development tab, it's pretty cool. If you are in a guild, you can work together as a guild without taking any of the assets on the map, and still be able to achieve pretty decent rewards. Those Doomsday coins are obviously a huge deal, because you can use them later to buy things from the Doomsday store, and the rewards that are in there can be pretty great. And also, again, you have access to get another legendary selection ticket for those Season X heroes. And then the third category is the Battle of the Guilds rewards. This is real similar to prior seasons. You are trying to get to a certain number of occupation points, and those occupation points determine what your reward will be. They're broken into 3 categories: Guild Master, Core Rewards, Powerhouse Rewards, and then if your guild is quite big enough, if it's over 100 members, or over 120 members, you still have 90 other rewards you can give to just team members who maybe didn't do a whole lot, but they were still there. And of course, this does create some ability to have problems within your alliance. I know for sure that in previous seasons, sometimes the leaders would give member rewards to people who they didn't like. So that does kind of suck. So do your best, I guess, to stay in the good graces of the leadership of your alliance. So I won't go into all the different ways to actually get to the value, the occupation value, but I do want to point out some things that are very important when you're trying to occupy stuff. When you start off in the map, you have these lower level buildings that are not super hard to take, or even gates that are lower. So this is 1.5 million durability. If you do the math, 1.5 million durability takes quite a few people. I'm going to link below here the number of people that it actually takes. I created a spreadsheet so that you can see all the different stuff that exists on the map and what is required to be able to take them. But 1.5 million durability is more than any previous building in any previous season, so you have to really consider, wait a minute, do I have enough people in my guild to actually even take that? And it's possible that you don't. So, if you only had 15 or 20 people, you can't do it. Realistically, you need probably about 30 people to be able to take one of those buildings. And there are some things that you can use, some tools, some specialty stuff, which I'll talk about here in just a second, to be able to actually take those buildings more easily. But as you move up, they get harder. This one that I have marked here with the green shovel is a 3.5 million durability building. And that's a ton. I have 100 members in my guild, and it's still a question if we're going to be able to do it. So regarding that giant durability, the question becomes, how do I do it? In prior YouTube videos that I've made, I have not made the habit of telling people exactly how to do stuff. I've given suggestions and things like that, but I'm going to go ahead and explain exactly how to do it in this case. The way that you do it is you use some specialty stuff, some specialty skills that you can get through durability, through the Doomsday building. Here under active skill, there are 2 skills that are integral to getting that done. One of them is the Pioneer Flag. And what the Pioneer Flag does, if you use if you have a level 5 of 5, it takes down the amount of durability used by each one of your APCs when you send it to 5 as opposed to 10. You know, it reduces it by 50% in total. And the difference that that makes is enormous, obviously. It doubles the number of times that your APC can attack that building, and so it takes what seemed astronomically impossible and reduces it pretty drastically. Then there is also another flag called the Raider flag that you can use, and that increases your demolition or your destruction value by up to 10%. So if you use both of those flags simultaneously, you increase your durability, you increase your durability of your APCs, but you also increase the destruction that you're doing on every hit. So it's cumulative there. So then the question is, where is this Raider flag? This is my base here, so it doesn't exist in my base. I don't have it. But there's a different base that I have access to that does, and I'm going to show that here in a second. But here is where you'd find it. You go up to the very top of the red skill tree, and right there is the Pioneer flag. It's got 5 levels, and right there is the Raider flag. It's also got 5 levels. So you want to go up to the Shooter, Conquest Might, and Conquest Resistance here, up to that level. Go to that one there first. That's 42. Do 5 more there. That's 47 specialty points that you'll need if you want to do both of those. Or you can have one person do one and one person do another. Personally, I think it's best to have, a farm account that's good. Maybe pretty strong, has 50 or 60 points or something. Do that so that you don't have a main player using what they could use for immunity or something else to do that. So now that you know where it is, actually using it is the question. How do you use it? So first, you go to the thing, or go to the place where you want to be able to attack. You want to be looking at the thing you want to attack before you use it. Then you go into your specialty list, or your specialty skills. And as you can see here, I already used the Pioneer flag, so I can't show you using it. But what I can do is I can click on this Raider flag here and hit the Use button. When I do that, it'll go back to the map that I was just looking at, and I can place it. So where I was prevented from using the Pioneer flag for having used it already, you can only use it once every 24 hours. It works for 30 minutes, and then it's on a 23-hour and 30-minute cooldown. So if you want to take multiple assets in a day, you have to have 2 or more people who can use the Pioneer flag. So the last major change that I'll point out is these cities. The cities have different immunity ratings for the center tile than they do for the edge tile. And the reason for that being is that the first 25% of the durability of the center is a higher infection rating than the rest. And so you have to take down that 25%. And once you get to that 25% dropped, 75% remaining, it lowers the durability, the infection of the building for the remaining durability. So if you have that one player who can raise his immunity really quickly, great for him, but you actually need several people on your team to be able to take that center tile down and help the remainder of the guild to be able to drop. So with that, I have covered everything that I thought was super important for everyone to know about and the differences to see in this new version of Eden. If you do have any questions about what you've seen or about what you've experienced in Eden, please just let me know in the comments below. If you like my videos, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you select the alerts so that you can always get notified when I add something new. And as always, thanks for watching.